Welcome to The Opening. I am Jarrad Hewett of JarradHewett.com, and I am here today to share with you a message of love, a message of support, and a message of expansion, a message of hope, a new start. On the planet right now as we enter 2018, which is all about the energy of mastery, and it's the energy of manifestation, it's the energy of really knowing the self. There is an energy present that some of you may be feeling as a bottleneck syndrome. It's what happens when the planet begins to once again go through that thrust of raising the vibration. It's what happens as individuals when we begin to raise our vibration. We feel that we begin to kind of raise up out of certain situations, scenarios, relationships, and we can begin to feel what feels like little tentacles, or in some cases big strong arms, reaching out to pull us back down, pull us back to where we were. And what those tentacles and what those arms represent is simply the magnetic attraction, the vibrational attraction, the harmonic resonance with all of the old stories in our field of limitation, of places and spaces where the old stories somehow, some way served. In many ways that I'm seeing in 2018, especially here at the beginning, those stories served to connect us. So we were able to connect to others through this, in a way, beautiful fabric, this beautiful web of illusion. And that illusion looked like lack, limitation, broken relationships. It looked like financial hardships. It looked like physical dis-ease. You may have heard the beautiful phrase, birds of a feather flock together. And genetically, that is very much ingrained in the archetype of what it is to be a social being, what it is to be a human. And at the beginning of 2018, as the light really begins to open, and so many other years we have expressed this as the light pouring from within or the light pouring down. This is the light opening from within, opening to all that you are. Everything, the table has been set, the meal has been prepared. It is simply time to now sit down and enjoy. And in doing so, energetically, what that means is simply opening up to that self-knowledge, opening up to that self-mastery, opening up to who you really are. And when you open up to that light, there can be some physical spaces and places where you feel the need to move. It's as if you find yourself awakening in a space where suddenly you realize, I could have built a ladder. I could have called out to someone for help, not from a space of being a victim, but because now I'm ready to receive help. I'm no longer wanting to pull other people down into this space with me. I'm no longer wanting to celebrate or rationalize this space. I'm finally ready to lift myself up and see what's out there. And sometimes when we leave that sort of metaphorical pit, or we leave that archetypal cave, it can be very scary. And one of the most beautiful things I'm seeing about this present energy on the planet right now is the illumination that's present is really lifting out that fear before it even has a chance to ground in. That inner light, as it opens up, eradicates the fear. It opens you up to knowing that you are sovereign as you move out into the experience. So many times in the past, there was this sort of place where we had to bridge that divide and begin the journey before we could start to really snowball that energy or begin to really magnify those vibrations. We had to kind of physically build upon that energy. And as we open in 2018, that light is so prevalent within each of us. We have bridged that gap. We have moved into all that we are. We have crossed those dimensional, illusionary divides, so that now we are able to simply be all that we ever were, which is the light. Hence why I titled this recording The Opening, because what we are going to do is open ourselves to that opening. And as we move through 2018, the energies on the planet are going to very much be all about you being in alignment with who you say you would like to be and with who you say you already are, and seeing, physically experiencing in some cases, the discrepancy and noticing, I'm having this feeling, I'm having this thought, I'm living this physical situation, and there's a discrepancy between how I'm living, how I'm experiencing, and how I'm wanting or desiring to define myself. And it's not, the realization is not there so that you suddenly feel less than or unworthy. The realization is there so that you can start to open to allowing the light within, open to allowing yourself to begin bridging that quote-unquote divide, allowing yourself to make choices that are in alignment with who you desire to be, so that you can open up to who you already are, because who you already are is that great I am presence, which doesn't just have access to all that is, but is all that is. And through your free will, through your direction of energy, through your choice, through your motivation of the harmonic light within, you get to choose your own adventure. You get to start, even if it's with baby steps, as we open to this light. So simply take a deep breath and exhale, connecting with sound as we begin to feel into our body, inviting the light that we are. Not the light that we may think we are, not the light that we may fear we are, but the light that we truly are, the pure, radiant, white light of love and joy and cosmic connection, allowing that light to birth at every level, allowing it to open, birthing into our physical lives in a much bigger way. That light is always present, yet through free will we choose how much we allow ourselves to explore in any one moment, in any one lifetime. Allowing ourselves to make the new choice, to open to the light wholly and fully, knowing that shining the light does not erase our existence, it does not erase who we are. It lifts the stories, it brings new vision, it brings new understanding, it brings a heartfelt nost, which is a knowing of the heart. It allows us to see ourselves in new ways, which yes, then allows the ego to shift. The ego sometimes sees that as a physical death, the ego being simply the individuated presence of the light. Yet as we allow that to be released from our story, allowing that to be released from our DNA, we allow this beautiful blue helix of light to come in, and like a guitar pick, strumming the chords of a beautiful guitar, coming through and really moving through the chords of us, strumming through our light DNA, strumming through our physical bodies, strumming through all of our energy bodies, allowing all of the spaces and places that may have been encrusted with lower vibrational stories, habits, thought forms, places and spaces where we may have tied our guitar strings to other people's guitar strings, thinking that it was their rhythm, it was their sound, it was their harmony that sustained us, that created us, allowing those to break free as we bring this beautiful flame, this beautiful golden flame to consume the energy, as well as we'll bring a beautiful violet energy up through the field, consuming all that is, allowing your chords, your harmonic resonance to broadcast itself in light and love, allowing you to begin feeling this energy whooshing through all of the energy centers of your being. You may feel it beginning in the third eye. You may feel it clearing and cleansing through the brain, moving through the synapses, moving through the amygdala, allowing the pituitary pineal glands to really open up and thrive in new ways. You may feel it in the throat, you may feel it in the sinuses, strumming these chords through the ascended heart, through the chest, allowing your power center to reverberate back to you and out into the world in new ways, so that you no longer have to feel threatened by challenge. You can understand that challenge is simply the universe showing you where you have held beliefs of limitation, and where you are now asking yourself to physically come up with a new way, to physically establish new patterns. Feeling this now reverberating and moving through the arms, releasing all the burdens and all the stories of receiving and giving, moving through the spine. Gonna move the energy back through the throat, allowing, there we go, allowing the expression of acceptance, the expression of gratitude. And within that, you may even feel a little bit of expression of grief, and it's a space where, as you become aware of your ability to create, part of that old ego story creeps in, and you begin to grieve for the past. It's a space where you begin to feel sad that you ever began to feel anything other than loved. allow that to leave as well. That's yet one of many circles you could explore if you so chose on your way back into wholeness. But we are choosing wholeness in this moment. We are choosing opening to the light wholly. So as we continue to strum those chords, breaking free from any kind of limiting thought patterns, any limiting DNA, we go even deeper. We go down into the stomach, all of the energy that we feed on in this lifetime, or that we allow to nourish us, or that we connect into. We allow that energy to go back to the light. We allow ourselves our own space. We understand that sending that light of our ancestors back into the one is not in any way a rejection of what is, what has been. Rather, it is lovingly saying, thank you. Thank you for providing me the means to be where I am now, and I now accept the reins of my own sovereignty, and I allow that collective and direct that collective into the light of love, so that it too may begin to unwind its ball of yarn and find its sovereignty through the exploration of itself in divine love, no longer needing to explore itself through me or through a genetic lineage. Allowing yourself the freedom. There we go. You may have felt that all through the body as we now move and strum these chords, strumming the light DNA, strumming the physical body, moving it all the way down through the legs, really rooting in firmly to opening to our best year ever, our best life ever, knowing that this is not a competition, this is not about comparison, this is about us choosing who we say we are, what we say we are, how we choose to live our life. It is the awareness and bringing in even more awareness, opening to the awareness within, that we are sovereign, that we are joy, that we are love. And we bring in a beautiful golden light to fill our space, oozing and moving down this beautiful honey, gooey, golden light, filling our body, moving into the space around us, allowing us to feel nurtured and supported, as if we have this beautiful womb of creation traveling with us everywhere we go, allowing ourselves to let down the guard that we so often put up in our heart, allowing our stories to fall away, making the choice right here and right now to embrace all that we truly are, which is that great I am presence, that power and presence that is the movement of all things, of all spaces and all places. As we direct, acknowledge, we affirm and claim on behalf of all of our energies. We direct all of us to be on board, knowing that that memory of that event that happened 40 years ago, that thing that happened when we were 13, we are allowing that to leave our field. And just as we strummed through the chords of ancestry, we are strumming through the chords of memory, allowing us to open to a new field where we no longer fear that if we are not weighted down by the memories of the past, we will repeat those mistakes. We understand, we integrate the knowledge and the love as we release the lesson, as we release the wound. We integrate the wholeness, we release the polarity. Allow this message to be written on the field of all that you are. I choose and know that I am one with the true light of all creation, the love of all, the light of all. I allow all wounds to be healed, all loops to close. I allow my joy to permeate through the light that I am as I open to my power, my glory, my love, my vitality, my wellness and wholeness, and all that I am through 2018 and beyond. As we open up into this beautiful year of more openings, 2018 being a great mastery number, a great time, a great gathering of consciousness for mastery, for manifestation, for truly knowing who you are on a much deeper level. And all of those things, all of the things we have just journeyed through, combine to form a brand new structure and story of you from this moment on, which is the moment of now and the moment of now and the moment of now, the only moments that are ever present. Allow yourself to make this choice. I choose to make choices. I choose to make decisions. I choose to open to the energy which is in alignment with who I truly am. And who I truly am is divine love. I am truly an expression of divine love. And as we begin to open to even more of this energy, I want to open to making it physical in a new way. So we're just going to take a few moments to breathe, understanding that breath is our divine current. It is the space and place where we allow ourselves the connection of a physical body and life here on earth, and that the energy we are breathing in is eons and eons of ages. It is all space, it is all knowledge, it is pure choice, it is pure light. And as you begin to encode yourself with that belief, so it becomes reality, so that with every breath you take, you breathe in eternity, you breathe in pure connection and pure light, so that as you move throughout your day, you have a natural, connected way to begin processing the new choices, begin processing the new energies, so that you no longer have to experience what have been termed in the past as ascension symptoms. So here we go. We'll just simply take a few moments to really connect, knowing that this is the space of pure consciousness, whether the mind is active or not. Simply tuning into this vibration is one which allows Source to fill your being. So you can choose to breathe along with me, or simply listen in and begin basking in the energy. We breathe in the light, and we exhale, creating this beautiful vortex, this beautiful torsion field of self-sustaining love. And just as the ocean tide is moved by the moon, so too are the tides of your energy flow, moved by your ability to open to the light within. So as we breathe, we open our connection to that light. We open our connection to love, and we allow that connection to permeate our field. Coming back into awareness. coming back into the space of choice and love, and opening yourself to stepping through that gateway, stepping through into that choice and into that love. One of the really neat things that I get to do once a year is sit down, and this year I have a book coming out probably in the fall, so while my fingers are crossed that I will get to do this program again at some point in the future, I'm not quite sure if this will be the last one for a little while or not. So I packed it as full as I could, but I get to do private sessions. I get to do one-on-ones. We get to sit down and talk for half an hour. We get to do daily work. We get to interact weekly on our calls. We get to interact daily because I don't really do much of anything else except this program for the next few months. You won't see me on telesummits. A lot of you if you wonder why I don't do the 21-day journeys until late into the summer and then kind of do them the tail end of the year, it's because the first 6 months of the year are devoted to CCU, creating the new content, doing lots of new stuff. So we have several new programs. We have 26 new light DNA tracks. We have I think 7 or 8 new energy journeys with meridian music behind them to really kind of awaken the whole body. We've got the private session with me. We've got the weekly calls, and we've got the Gospel of You. For the first time ever, I recorded that. I did an abridged version of the audio book to kind of share my journey and my journey into divinity and manifesting my wider openings. All kinds of fun stuff. It's at my website, jarradhewett.com. I'll also put a link in the email where you got this from. Come check it out. We're going to be teaching, if you haven't done it before, I'm going to teach you how to do this work. A lot of you have heard me reference certain things that I do. I share that with everyone. And so we go really deep, and it's fun, whether you're a beginner or whether you've been doing this for a long time, 40, 50, 60, and in the cases of some people who have joined up even 70 years. But we have a really good time, and this is a very small sampling of what is available to open up and to step into this year. So there's going to be a lot of wonderful growth on the horizon, a lot of wonderful expansion, and it is my hope and my prayer and my joy to share that with you, and that you can come and be a part of that beautiful family and that beautiful experience. Early bird is up right now. You save $400 if you buy before February 14th. So check it out, see if it's a fit. We're guaranteed to have a lot of fun, a lot of expansion, and use this recording quite a bit in the next few weeks, because we really are in a great state of opening and anchoring and awareness. And the more you open up and anchor in right now, the more you allow for your next moment of now to be an even wider expression, even more abundant, more joyful, more filled with choices. As we open up to one choice, we then open up to 2, to 3, to 4. And as we begin to release that fear of choice that has been so prevalent in our collective, we're going to find that we come into a beautiful space of freedom and joy. And that freedom and joy is what is birthing, and that is what you are opening to. And that's what we are entering into as we move into this beautiful 2018 space. Lots of love, lots of divine flow, lots of joy and warmth from my heart to yours. Lots of love. Namaste.